What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit the like button, and definitely drop a comment. If you guys have been really doing a great job doing that stuff, I really appreciate all the nice messages telling me that you're praying for me. You got this. The positive messages have really been helping me a whole lot. And shout out to the donations that I've gotten. I've gotten a few donations that have been really nice, and I really appreciate that stuff. I'm not on here begging. You guys already know that. I do throw it out there though. If you do want to show love or bless me, my Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. If you did want me to shout you out, you can put it in the message. So far, nobody wants to be shouted out, which is totally okay. I respect that. I understand. So this video is a homeless miracle. So I got a definitely really great story for you guys. It all has to do with my car. It all has to do with the last couple videos that have been posted. So I'm gonna jump straight into it with no added preservatives. All right. So I guess first things first. The last few videos I've been putting on here have been all status updates and progress and like what's been going on with me, of course, right? On top of that, I do hold back a little bit of information. The little bit of information that I was holding back is at nighttime, me going to sleep with my windows rolled down with no air. I felt like I was going to die. I felt like anybody could come up to my car and do something to me. I know that I'm in if I was at one of my bad truck stops in the hood that I used to stay at, there's no way I could absolutely sleep at night with my windows down and without my blockers. That's why I got these blockers in there right now. One, because it's really bright outside and hot, but nonetheless, these blockers are basically privacy things, So I had those things down and had my windows rolled down. I want to jump into a little bit more, like, not only, could somebody run up on me, I mean, even with these things up, somebody could still try to get at me, right? However, they wouldn't know what position I was in. They don't know if I'm in the driver's side, the passenger, if I was laid out back. I move around quite a bit. I don't even know where I'm going to sleep most of the time. If I need to stretch all the way out, I actually do lay halfway in my trunk and then halfway out. And that's normally what I typically do. On top of that, it's not just somebody like running up or whatever. It's how hot it's been and how I've been just overheating and my face being red. I take blood pressure pills. I've always said that. That's the only medication that I take. It feels like I was about to stroke out a few times. One time, not last night, but the night before that, I was almost asleep and I caught my left arm. It was shaking like pretty bad, and it woke me up and it was shaking like that, and my ears were ringing constantly. It felt like it felt like my blood pressure was really up, even though I take medication for it, and that's because of stress. I believe it has something to do with the heat and feeling very uncomfortable. So I know that if when I take my blood pressure readings and stuff like that, it says to not do it right after you exercise, because clearly you got your heart pumping. And the next thing is to not do it after a hot shower. So I was thinking in my head, if a hot shower would affect my blood pressure, what about being hot all day, or what about hot for several days? All the way from Saturday morning till yesterday. So last night I'm trying to go to sleep. So I'm going to get to the miracle, and I'm going to be talking about some updates with my car. So I'm going to ask you guys to stay for the whole video, please. Help me with the watch time hours and watch the video. You know what I mean? I do have a point. This is not just some fluff bullshit. So last night I'm trying to go to sleep and I can't sleep. I'm sweating profusely. It's really bad. I toss and turn. I got sweat going in my eyes. I can't sleep. The last few nights I haven't slept very good at all. It was driving me crazy. Actually, I take a step back. Yesterday when I posted my videos and I posted those shorts, all day I was praying. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. I was praying all day. I mean, I do pray quite often. And I was praying all day, and I was asking God for a miracle. I was asking God. I asked God. I asked Jesus. I asked the Virgin Mary. I asked all the saints. I asked if I had a guardian angel. I'm asking for him or her to help me out as well. And not only was I asking for help, could my in particular, I was saying, can you miracle my car where it does not have any of those check engine lights, none of that? Can you miracle my car where it just automatically gets fixed? Can you help me out with that? I go, I was messing up a little bit of my words, but that's what I was praying. I was praying for a miracle for my car. I was saying how hot I was inside my head, and inside my prayer, I was also saying, if this happened, I would, it's all glory to God. I believe that my prayers did get answered, and it's not just my prayers. I believe it's all the prayers that everybody from Alien Army, everybody's been rocking with me. So this is what happened. So last night, like after I did all this praying all day, I went to start my car. My car was still doing the same thing. It was shaking violently. All those signs were on there. Couldn't go over 12 miles an hour. All that stuff, right? So I was like, okay. I thought in my head, and this is exactly what I thought. I thought, you know what? I still have faith. Not maybe miracles don't always happen that way. Maybe what I'm asking is too much. It's okay though. Not that it's no big deal, but I still have faith. And instead of getting mad that it didn't work, I was just like, I still have faith. Is literally how I felt, and that's exactly what I thought in my head and my heart. So last night I'm trying to go to sleep. And when I'm trying to go to sleep, I got sweat everywhere. I got it pouring on my face. I can't sleep at all. Extremely agitated. I'm really worried about my blood pressure because my ears are ringing. I'm just very hot and very uncomfortable. That I go ahead and I get up and I put my shoes and socks on. I sit in my front seat, and this is I would like to say between maybe a little bit after 1 in the morning. Could have been before then, but not much. But I've been trying to lay down and sleep since around 10 o'clock at night, if I remember correctly. Get in my car, and I'm like, you know what? I'll hit my 4 ways, and I'm going to go to that next exit, because I barely had a sliver of gas. I was like, I'm gonna go to that next exit, even though that there's no overnight parking for cars. I'm gonna put some gas in my car, and I need to run the air, and I need to cool down. I go, it's either that, or I'm possibly gonna, not be here anymore. I'm physically and emotionally so sick and so tired, and it was hurting so bad, man. It was just so uncomfortable, So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and start my car and do it. So I start my car. All the check engine lights, all that stuff was still on there, and but it wasn't vibrating or shaking. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna reverse, and I'm gonna turn my headlights on, and I'm gonna shoot out from here, and I'll hit the 4 ways right when if I don't if I'm unable to gain speed, highway speed. So I go ahead and do that, and I'm doing 65. All the lights are on there. My engine sounds fine. It's not shaking. It's not violently. When the throttle is very responsive. Everything's doing okay. More important, not more important, but on top of all that when I started my car and it wasn't doing that stuff, I could hear how my exhaust sounds, and it sounded like what it normally did. It wasn't sounding like when it was all messed up. When it was all messed up, it was like puttering, right? It was sounding fine, even though I had all those lights on. I drive all the way to that truck stop. I put only $10 of gas in, and then I'm just having the air blow on me. I'm just like, man, I need like 10 minutes of this. I do that, and then I go and I'm like looking for a place that, even though it says no overnight parking, I'm looking for a place that I can maybe sneak in and stay there, and that if anything, if I need to get more gas to cool down, because I knew today was going to be hotter, tomorrow was going to be hotter. I even looked on the map. Evidently, it's a heat wave through the United States. Everybody's going through this, and me being in the Midwest, the humidity is absolutely like flooring me. You know what I mean? Some people are used to it. I'm not, and it's bad. It's 91 degrees right now. I don't feel like 91. This isn't 91 in Nevada. 91 in Nevada is it's like it's dry heat. It's a dry. Yeah, you can get sunburned. Yeah, it's hot, but it's not like this. Like it could be 74 degrees right now, and with this humidity, I'm pouring and I'm drenching, and I'm feeling like I'm being cooked inside out. You know what I mean? So I'm at Love's, and that's the name of the truck spot. Love's. I'm there, and it's no parking and everything else. I go ahead and I couldn't find a good spot to be at and all that crap. I pull out and I decided to get myself a little bit more gas, and then I was going to go to another rest area that wasn't very far from there. So I left the rest area, went to Love's, then there's another rest area not too far away. I go ahead and I have to jump back on the highway, and I'm doing 70 miles an hour, and I'm doing great. Like, even though I have all the lights on here, it's not in limp mode. It's not doing anything crazy. I get to my rest area, and right when I'm at my rest area, I let my car run for about 30 minutes. I'm cooling everything off. I'm like, okay, that's great. Let me charge my phone, because my phone was messing up. Not messing up, but I didn't have a very I don't remember. I think the percentage on it was 22%, to be honest. So I think it was around 22%. I'm like, let me charge this while I'm here. Let me get that fast charging action. I'm going to be idling it right now anyways. I do that, and then I about 30 minutes to an hour of me doing that and just feeling the nice cold air, I turn my car off and I go, I wonder if I start it back up, if it's going to have any errors or it's going to have any problems. I start it back up. When I start it back up, the check engine light is now off, but the other lights are on, which is a traction control light. Then there's a light that has a steering wheel with an exclamation point. And I believe that's for power steering. Even though I have power steering, it's a power steering light. And then the bottom right hand thing has a brake, right below where I turn my emergency brake on is, I think it just says brake service or something like that. But that light's on as well. So basically all my warning lights were on, but the check engine light was off. I go, okay, at least my car still starts, and one of the lights left. I'm gonna go to sleep, and it's gonna be nice and cool. You know, my car's nice and cool. I turn off my car. I go ahead and go to sleep. I wake up this morning. When I wake up this morning, I start my car. All the lights are off my vehicle. It's running perfectly fine. So this is, like this all happened. I wholeheartedly got on His truth. You know, all glory to God. I prayed about it, and I don't think it was just my prayers. I believe it was all of you guys who prayed for me as well. You know, that for something, you know, for a good old alien to catch a break, something good, like, bringing words into existence, asking God for something and it happening. That's what it feels like, and I know it in my heart. What would make something stop like that? So let me, don't just end the video here. I got more information for you. So I go ahead and I'm like, okay, at this point, I know that I check my oil. I first, I turn my car on, let it warm up for a little bit in the morning, turn it off like 5 minutes, check the oil. My oil still smelled a little bit like gasoline, so that's concerning. That did, still smelled like there was gasoline in it. How much, I have no idea. So I thought in my head, okay, need to get an oil change because gas in there can cause a variety of damage. It's not good. I was up for an oil change anyways. It wasn't like I was dead empty on oil or whatever. However, it's about time that I got an oil change. So I'm like, okay, I need to get an oil change, and I definitely need to get my codes read, even though it's not showing any warning lights. I go ahead and get my, I call a mechanic shop that I always take my car to. He's booked all day. He can't see me. So he said I could get an appointment this week, but I'm figuring, you know what, I need to have my oil changed now. I go and do some research on Google Maps, find a place that's reputable and everything else. I go and take my car there, get the oil change. They check all my fluids. They check my engine filter. He said the engine filter was fine. I said, well, it was pretty dirty, dude, the other day, but I knocked some dust out of it. And he's like, you still got some life in it, so nothing to worry about right now. I still want it replaced, to tell you the truth. I think it, it's probably still has some life to it, but I think it needs to be changed at the very least. So I asked them if they have a code reader. I asked them, can they scan it? They don't, but they're like, hey, go hit up AutoZone. I'm like, all right. So they do it. They said everything was cool. I go drive to AutoZone from there. It's right down the street. I go to that AutoZone, and they said unless I have an active lights, warning lights, they don't know what the code is. And I said, dude, that doesn't sound right. He's like, our store with our readers, that's all we can do. You could go to a different AutoZone, and they probably will have a different reader. We don't know. And I said, okay. So I went to another AutoZone, and they checked it. And before they checked it, I asked them if they could do it. Could they find old codes? So I'm going to go over that information with you guys now, and if you guys have any input, I would, of course, love to hear it. First, we should all put W's in the chat. This wasn't just my prayers being answered, you guys praying for me and stuff like that, and those well wishes, helping my moral support, helping my mental stability. You have no idea how grateful I am towards that. We put some W's in the chat, put some alien emojis, and rock with me. And if this is if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, definitely check out my other videos of how I became homeless. I've got over 100 videos. Definitely subscribe and watch my journey. So the first thing first, check engine passed, ABS passed, emissions ready, no, and service interval is passed. The emission ready did not pass because the code has to be cleared. And then after the code being, this is what the AutoZone dude told me, that when they clear the code and then it's been 50 miles and no lights pop back up, then I would be able to pass emissions. But nonetheless, it was a cylinder 1 misfire detected. That was the whole check engine and all the lights and everything else. So cylinder 1 misfire detected. The actual code is P0301. I looked it up. It could be a dirty spark plugs. Cylinder 1 for me, I mean, this is a Honda Civic, so it's a 4-banger, right? It's only got 4 cylinders, so of course 4 spark plugs. Passenger side, closest to the passenger side would be cylinder 1, and then it goes down the line. So that passenger side, or if you were in front of it, it'd be on your left-hand side. So it could be, spark plugs. It could be that was dirty fuel injectors. It also, and this is what I find interesting, according to Google, that if you have a faulty or a bad pump, bad fuel pump, which you guys all know that I have that recall, and I got to go in there on Monday, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you guys know that Honda Civics have that recall for the fuel pump, right? That even if it was being faulty or if it was not functioning, the pressure on that, the first thing that it would affect would be cylinder 1. So, and it would be it could be the pressure in it. It could be the air and oxygen ratio. So I still don't know what it is. It could be that. It could be that I might have dirty fuel injectors. Maybe had a little bit of a clog. I think that whatever it was, I believe that God helped out. I also believe that I should still do my due diligence and not just say, "Oh, my car is fine. God blessed me. God miracled this," which I 100% believe God miracled it. I still need to go through the human stuff where, like, hey, if it did have a clog, or what if it could have a clog? Do I need to put some stuff in my gas tank, or that kind of stuff? Like, could it be that that I do need my spark plugs changed? Never changed my spark plugs at all. The only thing I've ever had to do to this car, other than oil changes and replacing windshields and broken windows and windshield wipers and a battery, is that's all of it. I've never had any mechanical issues at all, other than changing a battery, having my windows busted out, having my windshield cracked twice. Still cracked now. I've replaced it once. $300 bill, $300 bill for it, not including tax. So that's I'm gonna keep this piece of paper. So the game plan, and I want you guys' input. You guys should tell me what you guys think. Is that I have that appointment on Monday at the dealership, and I need them to fix the recall nonetheless. I did call today trying to get an appointment sooner. They said no, so I gotta wait till Monday. Could I start my car up 2-3 hours from now and then it do all that stuff again? Yeah, it could. Could it do it tomorrow? Could it do it before Monday? So I got to baby my car, but I did get the oil changed. The oil does not smell like gas anymore. I know that some people might say you want a full-fledged engine flush. And another thing I read too is that the gas could have got into my oil when from cylinder 1 misfiring. So it misfiring, and then me still starting my car afterwards could get fuel into the oil. And how much fuel, how much gas got in there? I mean, it doesn't take. It only takes a couple drops for me to smell it. It wasn't. I don't know how much got in there. I just know that if I was asked to do a engine flush, flush the whole engine out after that oil change, I'm broke. You know what I mean? That's what I decided to spend my money on, was doing the oil. It needed to be changed anyways, and if my car's running good, that's what needs to happen. I need to get that. I needed to change. So that's basically I guess my game plan is kind of baby the car until Monday. There's other stuff that's going to be happening with my car as well. My tags and title and registration are all due at the end of this month. I also have property tax I owe on this vehicle. So just because my car's running now doesn't mean that the show stops. You know what I mean? The journey is still moving forward and doing what my everyday life, my opinions on stuff, the stuff that I see in the streets, the stuff that I see politically. My whole journey. And I document this stuff for myself. I also put stuff on here that I would want to watch. I've never seen a YouTube channel anything like mine. So this is all groundbreaking stuff. And I definitely want to thank everybody for rocking with me. I'm just really, really happy. I was so thankful last night. It took everything for me not to break down and cry. I am very, very sensitive, but I hold that stuff inside. That's just how I am, for the most part. But nonetheless, that's today's update, and I want to thank everybody. And if you aren't religious at all, I'm not pushing this stuff on you, but maybe you should see what else is out there, because it's not just us. there's a lot of things that happen that are very unexplained, and it's called faith for a reason. And like I said, all glory to God. And I don't think it was just my prayers. I think it's everybody who prayed for me as well, and sent nice messages. That all helped. I 100% helped. And then of course donations help as well. I just don't want people thinking I want money. No, everything that people say really helps. It doesn't cost anything to be kind and say something nice. It very easily could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? And this is not a victim channel. This is going to be a roads to riches stuff. I'm out here applying myself every single day. I'm out here being positive. I'm always doing what's right. I guess you can't say always because nobody's perfect. But nonetheless, you guys know the deal. And I want to thank you guys so much.